Hey, it's Exa. I'm going to try a different setup today. We're going to see how it goes. But if you're tuning in, this is for a review and giveaway of the brand new Beco 8. This is the first carrier that has come out from Beco since they merged with Boba baby carriers. So give me a second and I'm going to get this underway. Oh look, there's me. Alright. Turn my volume on. Alright, so, hey! Alright, so this is going to work awesome. I see that. Jill's here, and Laura, and Ashley, and a bunch of other people. So, again, my name's Exa. I'm here at our MommyCon offices in the North Chicago area. I am a huge baby-wearing lover and advocate. I have worn both of my children, starting with Atticus, who is going to be 6 in November, and Luella, who is going to turn 2 in May. I have tried just about every carrier on the market, and I personally have some favorites and not so favorites, but I really believe that because of there's so many options that are out there, that caregivers can find a carrier that's right for them. So this carrier here, as I was saying, is brand new. It's from Beco and Boba. So about a year ago, Beco and Boba teamed up together to form a baby-wearing super company, and this is the first release from them as one. It is called the Beco 8, and if you are familiar with some of the Beco carriers like the Gemini and the Soleil, then you will spot a few features in this carrier that are present on those. And then if you're familiar with the Boba line, for instance, the 3G and the 4G, you're going to spot some features in this one as well. So let's see. Hi! Lots of people. Yay! Alright, so I have all of my materials here. So the first features that I'd like to point out has to do with the body style of this carrier. It can be worn on the front, hip, back, and side. It also can be worn with baby facing outwards. I'm going to demo all the ways you can wear your baby because every baby carrier has different ways you can do so. So if you notice here on the body of the carrier, on the waistband, there are 2 snaps. And these here, like in the Gemini, can be snapped together in a slightly different way. Just like that. And that is how you would face baby out. Unlike the Gemini, if you wanted to use the carrier with a 7-pound newborn baby, you would actually use this insert. And this is what you would typically see in one of the Boba carriers. So this insert can be worn a couple different ways. Is you put baby on you with the carrier a little bit higher up, because when the baby's smaller, you really want them to not just be close enough to kiss, but really visible. Is this pillow here? This is a little support for baby. And you put baby on, and then baby goes in. Baby goes in. And then you would reach around and back. And as you can see, I have baby close enough to kiss, not close enough to get this red lipstick on him, and highly visible. Now, if your baby needs an extra bit of a boost, you would fold these pieces together and snap again. This is for an even smaller baby. You would place baby here, and as you can see, their little legs would sit perfectly here, so they're still in that nice M-seated position. They go up, and as you can already see, baby is even higher up and close enough to kiss. Now, as baby gets bigger, this is where all the features come in. you would remove the insert, and you toss it, because you're not going to need it once your baby is probably around somewhere between 4 and 7 months, depending on your baby size. If you wanted to wear baby inward facing you, put baby in the carrier like so. And like that. I always find that the insert can go away between that 4 and 7 month mark, depending on your baby's height and weight. I had one giant baby and I had one that was average size. So Luella was using an insert until she was about 7 months. Atticus didn't need one at about 3.5, 4 months. And as you can see, baby's in that nice M-seated position. What I really like about the Beco 8, because I know that we're probably going to get a lot of people comparing it to the the Gemini, is that the seat is a little bit wider than a Gemini. So it's going to last you longer. Because they integrated that infant insert within this carrier, you're able to get a longer lifespan out of the carrier. Hey, Marissa. You do not need to make the seat narrow with the pillow. Yeah, and I love that part too, Anita, is the insert is very lightweight. You're not going to feel like you have a bulky insert. So it's as close to not having an insert as possible. Baby's still nice and supported by the body of the carrier itself. So the next things that I'm going to show you actually aren't going to be carrier related just yet. They're going to be about the features of this carrier. As you can see here, this is a mesh inner. And what that does is it allows for extra breathability for you and baby. My babies were little furnaces. I wore them and they were just super, super hot and they made me sweaty and it was all gross. So this is going to help bring some airflow into the carrier onto you and baby. Perfect for going into summer. Now, the other thing about this carrier has to do with this panel here. So that airflow material goes both ways. It's not just on the interior, it's on the exterior. And all you do is roll up this little fabric and you stuff it in this pocket. And then you have a very light barrier between you and baby, very breathable and lightweight. So if you saw here, I put the fabric that was on this panel into this little pocket. There's also a pocket on the waist. I'm going to shove that empty phone case in there. So that's perfect for your phone. You can also put a couple credit cards and some money. Not big enough for diapers or wipes though. Alright, couple more features. Up at the top here, there is a fabric hood. This hood is very lightweight. It is a different fabric than any of the hoods that I feel like are currently out there. If you're familiar with the Boba Air, I don't think this is identical material, but it is similar. It's almost like what you would find on like a raincoat. Very lightweight. It seems like it wouldn't be hot and breathable, or it would be breathable and it wouldn't not be hot. And that again just tucks back into there. Oh good, I'm so glad everyone's liking it. Yes, it's a new must-have. It has all the features. So here's a couple other things it has, because we're going through all the features, right? So what I always loved about the Gemini, which they kept around for this carrier, I'm going to grab my baby again, and I'm going to imagine that he's a lot bigger. So when your baby gets bigger, I'm talking into toddlerhood, where they reach their arms over the panel, and they sometimes do the dreaded like this, where they're leaning out. I think most of us baby-wearing parents have been there. So what the Gemini has is this. It's a little bit of extra support, and the Beco 8 has this, as you can see, and it was one of my favorite features, because if you do have a tall-bodied baby, this gives their back extra support. So my demo doll here is too small. But imagine that you have your baby's bottom all the way down here. This gives them extra support, particularly nice in a back carry. So it extends the back height of the carrier. It also doubles for children that don't like the sleep hood. My kids never liked it. They would always, like, I try to put it on when they were sleeping, and unless they were out cold, they did not want any part of it. All right, next feature, and this one I'm really stoked about because it takes a design feature from another carrier that I really love, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to spot it. So take some guesses. Is the chest clips are on piping. Let me see. Can you see it? Yeah. So it's this rigid piping. So instead of having to fight the webbing off of more webbing, which I find to be a pain, you just slide these easily up and down. And then you would clip, so it makes it easy to adjust for caregivers, big and small. And as you can see here, this black piping goes the entire duration of where you would want your chest clip positioned. The buckles. So who here thought the Beco buckles were like a really great idea in theory, but your hands started to hurt after a while and you couldn't get out of your carrier without using both hands and then waking the baby? So they corrected that. Yay! So, as you can see here, these are the straps, right? This is not the waistband. They left the buckles that you can't undo like this. You have to use both hands. Or if you are a baby wearing master, maybe you can do it with one hand. Oh, I did it. But I've practiced because I used to live in my Gemini carrier. You can adjust the straps both ways. And the reason why, actually, I'll go back to the buckles for a second. The reason why they kept the buckles that are at the straps with this extra safety device is because if you have a curious toddler, sometimes, very, very rarely, they could finagle the buckle undone. So this is an extra piece of security and peace of mind for you as the caregiver that your toddler isn't going to unbuckle themselves. Now, what they did fix, and it wasn't really a fix, it was just more like, it was hard for us parents to transfer baby if we had to fully unbuckle using both hands, because if you're unbuckling, you need to have one hand on baby at all times, right? So right here is just like a standard buckle. One-handed release. You don't have to use two hands or position your hands in an awkward way so that you are unbuckling with one hand. Now, as your baby gets heavier, Marty, your son could get this undone. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so glad you guys are loving the buckle changes because I know I wasn't alone in this at all. Sunny, let me check what the waistband goes up to. So Sunny had a really great question, is if this carrier would work for plus size caregivers. I do not have a measuring tape handy. However, let's see. You know, they're advertising it as extra small through double XL, which actually I think is way too big. I want to see inches here. So let's see if I can get a quick number on that. You know, they do not have that on here, and that is a really important number to get. So we will look in the, we'll look on their website after this video and see if we can get a number of what the webbing goes to. Based off of this, I feel like this is probably close to 50 inches, if not 54 inches, because I have a small waist, but I have got some hips on me, so I feel like this is at least like a size 18. But we're not going to do that. We'll definitely get the precise numbers for you. But here's another feature. Because wait, there's more. Is they added in a lumbar support. So the lumbar support isn't something that I personally use. I never felt that it was necessary. However, I know parents that swear by this. So you would put this piece on the back of the webbing, and what this does is it helps put some counter pressure on your lower back, so as baby gets bigger, you're not feeling all of their weight. So if you have like a 35-pounder, 40-pounder, it's going to feel a little bit better. There we go. Alright. As you can see, it lays flat here. It does feel nice, have to say. My kids are getting heavy, so maybe I do need to use that. And then you would just put baby back on, like so. Nothing else is changed, and you would buckle. Now the final thing I'll show you is going to be a back carry. There's nothing special necessarily about using this carrier to back carry. For personal preference, I would take the lumbar support off because I don't think it's very attractive to have on the front, and I'm self-admittedly a little bit vain when it comes to my belly region. So I always like to use the hip scooch method, but because the waistband strap adjusts on both sides, I'm just going to center this up real quick. Alright, perfect. So you ideally want baby to be sitting unassisted, 6 months plus. They have good head and neck control, and that is when you attempt a back carry. You're always going to use the carrier with the seat in its largest setting, so you need it unsnapped. I put baby on my hip. I'm going to just make my little adjustments there on the carrier, and I'm going to scooch. I'm going to reach through. And if baby was larger, baby would be sitting up in a higher position. Baby is too small for a back carry. So, now you know how I told you I'm like not a fan of my belly region? So what I always do is I wear a tank top, and I pull the tank top down. And then if I have a flowy shirt, I do this. Or if I have a t-shirt, I can do that as well. And then you don't see the waistband, because the waistband isn't pretty. I don't care if you have a six-pack or not. It's not my favorite part of doing back carry. But as you can see, baby's in a nice seated position, and the height is quite generous. So this is definitely going to last to that 45-pound mark, no problem. Big kids can wear it. Yeah, the Soleil has some of these features as well. I think that the seat height as well as the actual seat are right in line with that. I don't know if the Lula Baby tummy pad fits. I don't have one handy. However, I do like that little device. Alright, so the price point on this carrier is $180. I know for a fact it's available on becobabycarrier.com. It's also probably available at some specialty retailers. And you can win one because I like you. So all you have to do is comment below. We're going to post a form that you fill out in the comments as well. And share this with your friends. Give me some hearts. I haven't done a baby carrier demo in a while. Hopefully I didn't miss some critical steps. Oh, yes, Laura, you can cross the straps. Let me go over a couple more things before we finish. I wanted to do forward facing out, but let me show you how the straps cross. So you go over here, you unbuckle like so, and why straps crossed are great. So the reason why crossing straps is wonderful in the eyes of many baby wearers is because as a new wearer, wearing a carrier can sometimes be a little bit of a daunting task. You're still getting used to the mechanics of not only being a new mom, but of the carrier. So you put baby on like so. You reach across, you do back. You would go through this little loop, like so. Reach across in the back. Go through this little loop. These loops are extra bits of safety. Don't forget them. And you are good to go. So you're able to do that without trying to reach behind to get that chest strap, which I know, or chest clip, which I know can be quite the challenge for a lot of caregivers. My hands, I text too much, so my hands start to hurt when I'm reaching behind too much too. And the nice thing too is with cross straps, I find it really easy to nurse in. So I would just go over here and I would loosen these a bit. And I would shift my waistband down a tiny bit, and then, boop, I can nurse my baby. Alright, so the final thing I will show you, unless somebody really wants me to demo a hip carry, which this carrier does, is I'm going to show you forward facing out. So forward facing out is one of those things that some people absolutely love. Some babies are overly curious and they want to see the whole world. And some caregivers think that their babies want to see the whole world. So this carrier gives you the option to forward face out in a nice ergonomic way. Just readjusting my carrier. You're going to pull these snaps like so. And this cinches the seat small. So this is the only time you use the seat in the small position is when you are facing baby outwards. And I would say this is a prime opportunity to use the lumbar support because when baby is facing out, their weight distribution is a little bit different. So you're going to hold the baby against you, and you want to make sure that baby, by this point, if you're forward facing out, they need to be seated, be able to sit unassisted. They have to have great head and neck control. You have to listen to their cues. Babies can get quite overwhelmed when facing outwards. And this baby is too small. Poor little Oliver. If Oliver was larger, this would be fun for him. Right now, he is too small and he is being swallowed by this carrier. As you can see, baby sits nicely in the carrier. Their legs are not dangling. They're sitting up quite a bit. So in the natural position that baby sits, he can look out freely. Oh, he's crying. I better turn him back towards me. You want baby to be towards you as they nap as well. So what I'll do, you would grab little Oliver, adjust your carrier facing out. Kind of doing this one-handed, we'll see. Real babies. No, but I'm putting Oliver's life in question here as I try to do that one-handed. But you would set baby down, and then you'd get them back in their nice little seated position. So yeah, comment below. We will do a giveaway of this carrier. It retails for $180. It's good for babies 7 pounds up to 45, which is like your child's like most of their life in carriers. That's great. It comes with the insert as well as the lumbar support. It has the mesh feature. This is the dark gray color, which I like quite a bit. It zips, so it has a nice both cooling functionality and warming depending on the season, and you're good to go. So that is the brand new Beco 8. It is available now. You can win one, so comment, like, and share, and we will see you at a MommyCon event soon. These will be in the baby ring room all year long. And Boba and Beco have teamed up on a booth, so they will be at all of our events starting in Memphis. All right, I'm Exa. I will go through the comments and reply to any of those that I missed, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, let me know too so I can improve. All right.